Everyone needs help at certain times of our lives, but when RuPaul's Drag Race star Eureka O'Hara tweeted, quote, "I'm in rehab, and it was time to get my addiction and mental self under control," end quote. We found out she's been there for over a week, people. What are we all talking about? This story has to come close to our hearts for both of us because we're both in recovery.
100%.
And, and that was something that like we shared early on when we first met, and we were just like, doing some segments together for Kitty Meow, and then you mentioned that you were in recovery, and all of a sudden we were bonded right there. It was like, oh my God, you.
We see each other.
We see each other. And in our community, it's not easy with, and Eureka is part of our community. The clubs, the bars, the events, it all revolves around alcohol.
Yeah.
How do you stop and say, I'm not being the best version of me that I can be? Yeah. How does that come about? I mean, how long have you been sober?
It was 3 years this past Halloween.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
incredible. Like, how did you know you needed help? How did you know you had a bad relationship with a substance?
I mean, I've been to rehab like 8 times.
Oh, you have?
In and out since I was 18.
Wow.
I went for the first time. And it was just like, I kept trying to do things my way, and then I'd have this big wake-up call where some dramatic, awful thing would happen, and I'd be like, all right, I need to clean my act up, and I'd subscribe to it for a little bit, and then I'm like, maybe I can just do better doing this on my own without any help, because that's worked so well for me in the past.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And then finally I reached a certain age, and I'm like, this is not cute anymore. The messy part is not fierce. I'm not like a rock star, like, where it's cool to trash things and act crazy. It's like you're a grown adult acting like a little kid, and you're gonna either kill yourself or kill somebody or wind up in jail or whatever. And it's like, I don't want that. Like, I wanna have a life that I can be proud of and enjoy and do esteemable things. And now for me, it's kind of like working in the nightlife scene. I can show other people, hey, I'm in recovery. I work in bars, I work in nightlife, and I'm still in recovery, and it's not a check against me. It helps me keep my head level and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, that's awesome that Eureka is doing this and being so open about it.
Being public about it.
It's huge.
It is huge.
Because it's a beacon for people who think like there's something wrong with seeking help. There's something wrong with admitting like, okay, I have a problem, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful to have this self-awareness to know like, this isn't working for me and I can change it and I can make my life better. So can you.
Definitely. And sometimes we need to see ourselves in other people. No, a lot of the times we need to see ourselves in other people
for sure.
To better ourselves.
For sure.
For me, just like you, I tried to do it myself, and myself was not the way to go. I could not make valid decisions with how foggy my brain was with the amount of alcohol that I was intaking. I didn't go to rehab, and I wish I would have. I detoxed it in a very unhealthy way, but I'm alive to talk about it today. Yeah. And I entered a 12-step program that I love, but that is based on anonymity. And that part for me is very difficult because honestly, Damien, I live loud sober, because I want others to see me sober and see that it's okay to still be at the club, to still have a wonderful life. I thought that once I stopped drinking, things would stop being fun. My friends would start thinking I wasn't fun anymore, and I wouldn't relish in joy. And completely the opposite is what happened.
Yep.
So to do, first and foremost, I'm always very open about my sobriety. I want people to know that I'm in sobriety and that I'm sober, because that also gives them, hey, if they ever come across somebody that needs help, hey, Faye said that she was in recovery. Let me reach out to her. Yeah. Maybe she has something that a resource that I could give this person.
Yeah.
And that's how we stay sober.
100%.
So big shout out and love to Eureka. We are praying for you, girl.
Absolutely.
It's not easy. It really isn't. 1 week down, fantastic. The first couple of days, I was counting the hours, Damien.
Yep.
I was counting the hours, sitting on my hands saying, okay, I haven't had a drink in about 13 hours. Woohoo.
Very that.
So our thoughts and our prayers are with you, mama. Yeah, I love it. Stay loud. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on The Faye What Show.